The internet is often seen as a revolutionary tool that has transformed the way we live, work, and communicate. It offers endless possibilities, connecting people across continents and providing instant access to information. But lurking behind its shiny surface is a darker, more sinister side, one that many users are unaware of. In this video, we'll dive deep into the dark side of the internet. We'll reveal things that aren't often discussed, touch on controversial topics, and back everything up with hard data to help you understand the hidden dangers that could affect you. The illusion of privacy. When we think of privacy, we often believe that as long as we're careful, we're safe. But the reality is far more complex. Every click, like, search, and interaction online leaves a digital footprint. Companies are tracking everything. In 2022 alone, the global data broker industry was valued at $245 billion, a figure expected to rise. These companies collect and sell your personal information to advertisers, political organizations, and even governments. But it's not just about the data being sold, it's about the potential for misuse. For instance, in 2018, the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal revealed how personal data of millions of users was harvested without consent to manipulate political opinions. Imagine millions of people unknowingly being steered toward particular ideologies just through their social media habits. This shows how your online behavior is not as private as you think. Moreover, public Wi-Fi networks, which most people use without second thought, are often unsecured. Hackers can easily intercept data being sent over these networks. Even with encrypted connections, vulnerabilities exist. According to a report by Norton, 60% of users have fallen victim to cybercrimes involving public Wi-Fi. The promise of privacy on the internet is largely an illusion. The rise of cybercrime has surged over the past decade. With more people connected than ever before, the internet has become fertile ground for criminals. In 2023, it was estimated that cybercrime would cost the global economy $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. This includes everything from identity theft to ransomware attacks, which hold personal data hostage until a payment is made. But this isn't just about financial theft, it's about a growing digital underground that is becoming more sophisticated each day. Consider ransomware attacks. In 2021, Colonial Pipeline, a major fuel supplier in the United States, was hit with a ransomware attack that caused widespread fuel shortages. The attackers demanded a ransom of $4.4 million, which the company eventually paid. The event sent shockwaves through industries and governments, revealing how vulnerable critical infrastructures are to such threats. On an individual level, phishing scams, fraudulent emails designed to steal sensitive information, are more prevalent than ever. In 2022, there were over 3.4 billion phishing emails sent daily. That's right, daily. The rise of artificial intelligence has made these scams even harder to detect, with personalized messages that can convincingly imitate legitimate communication. The dark web, the internet's underbelly. The dark web is a part of the internet that is hidden from regular search engines. While it has legitimate uses, such as protecting the identities of activists in oppressive regimes, it is also a haven for illegal activities. Everything from weapons to drugs, and even human trafficking, takes place here. In 2020, the FBI shut down a dark web marketplace called Dark Market, which was responsible for the sale of drugs, counterfeit money, and stolen data. Authorities revealed that Dark Market facilitated over $140 million in illegal transactions. That's just one marketplace, there are hundreds more that continue to operate in the shadows. Even more chilling is the fact that many cyber criminals use the dark web to sell malware and hacking tools. For a few $100s, anyone can buy a ready-made toolkit to hack into someone's computer or phone. This democratization of hacking tools has led to a surge in attacks on regular individuals, not just big corporations. Online manipulation and misinformation. We live in an age of information overload. But not all information is equal. On the internet, manipulation and misinformation spread faster than ever before. According to a 2021 study by MIT, false news spread 6 times faster than true news on platforms like Twitter. The internet is designed to maximize engagement, and nothing engages people more than controversy. Platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter use algorithms that prioritize sensational content. This creates echo chambers where users are only exposed to ideas and opinions that reinforce their beliefs. In 2016, the Pew Research Center found that 62% of Americans got their news from social media, highlighting the power of these platforms to shape public opinion. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic became a breeding ground for misinformation. Fake cures, conspiracy theories, and misinformation about vaccines spread like wildfire. In fact, the World Health Organization referred to this phenomenon as an infodemic. A report by the Center for Countering Digital Hate found that just 12 people were responsible for 65% of the anti-vaccine content circulating on social media platforms. The impact of this online manipulation goes beyond politics or health. In 2021, TikTok came under fire for promoting harmful content to teenagers, including videos that glorified eating disorders. The internet's ability to influence behavior, particularly among young users, is a growing concern. The psychological impact of internet use. The internet has changed how we socialize, but it's also changing how we think and feel. Studies have shown a direct correlation between heavy social media use and mental health issues. According to a 2022 study by the Royal Society for Public Health, young people who spent more than 3 hours per day on social media were significantly more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and feelings of loneliness. One of the major culprits is the phenomenon of doomscrolling, the habit of endlessly scrolling through negative news and content. A 2020 survey by the University of Florida found that 74% of participants admitted to doomscrolling, and of those, 82% reported increased stress and anxiety. Moreover, internet addiction is now recognized as a legitimate mental health disorder. According to the American Psychiatric Association, internet addiction affects up to 8% of the global population. This may seem small, but with over 4.7 billion people online, that's nearly 376 million individuals. The dark side of social media platforms were originally created to connect people, but they've evolved into powerful engines of influence and control. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter use sophisticated algorithms designed to keep users on the platform for as long as possible. The more time you spend online, the more data they collect about you, and the more ads they can show you. These platforms are driven by engagement. And what keeps people engaged? Outrage. Studies show that posts that provoke strong emotions, whether anger, fear, or joy, are shared more widely. This has led to the amplification of extreme viewpoints and divisive content, contributing to the polarization of societies worldwide. A notable example of this manipulation is Facebook's role in the 2018 Myanmar genocide, where fake news and inflammatory posts on the platform contributed to real-world violence against the Rohingya Muslim population. Despite repeated warnings from activists, Facebook was slow to respond, highlighting the enormous responsibility that social media companies have, and often fail to uphold. The exploitation of children and vulnerable groups. Perhaps the darkest side of the internet is its role in the exploitation of children and other vulnerable groups. Online predators have found new ways to groom and exploit young users, often using social media, gaming platforms, and chat apps as their hunting ground. In 2021, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children reported over 29.3 million reports of child sexual exploitation online, a staggering figure that highlights just how dangerous the internet can be for children. Many of these predators operate on the dark web, making it even harder for authorities to track and shut them down. The rise of sextortion, where predators manipulate young people into sending explicit content and then use that content to blackmail them, has reached epidemic levels. According to the FBI, sextortion cases involving minors increased by 18% from 2020 to 2021. It's a horrifying reminder that the internet, while providing a platform for connection, also facilitates the most disturbing forms of abuse. The environmental impact of the internet. One aspect of the dark side of the internet that is rarely discussed is its environmental footprint. The internet seems intangible, but the servers, data centers, and infrastructure that keep it running require enormous amounts of energy. In 2020, it was estimated that the internet accounted for 3.7% of global greenhouse gas emissions, more than the entire airline industry. Data centers, which store and process all our online activity, require massive amounts of electricity and cooling. Companies like Google and Facebook operate some of the largest data centers in the world, and their energy consumption is equivalent to that of a small country. Moreover, the rise of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin has led to a surge in energy demand. Bitcoin mining alone consumes more electricity than the entire country of Argentina. While the internet provides immense benefits, the environmental cost of our online activity is a growing concern that must be addressed. The loss of human connection. While the internet connects us, it has also created a paradox of disconnection. Online interactions can never fully replace face-to-face communication. Psychologists warn that too much time online can erode real-world relationships and lead to feelings of isolation. A 2021 study by Harvard University found that adults who spent more than 5 hours per day on the internet were more likely to report feelings of loneliness and social isolation. While we may feel connected online, the lack of real human interaction can leave us feeling more disconnected than ever. Furthermore, the curated nature of social media, where everyone presents the best version of themselves, creates unrealistic standards of success and happiness. This constant comparison can have a detrimental effect on self-esteem, leading to a rise in mental health issues, particularly among teenagers. Navigating the dark side of the internet is a double-edged sword. It has the power to connect us, educate us, and entertain us, but it also has a darker side that we must be aware of. From privacy violations to cybercrime, from misinformation to the exploitation of children, the dangers lurking online are very real. But understanding these risks is the first step toward navigating them. By being mindful of the content we consume, the data we share, and the time we spend online, we can protect ourselves and others from falling prey to the darker aspects of the internet. The internet is here to stay, but so are its dangers. The more we know, the better equipped we are to stay safe in this digital world.